Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ella. Today I'm going to try gouache paints for the first time. So this is the brand that I'm trying today, the art studio from Riot. So it is definitely a budget gouache. I did a budget review on their watercolors and they ended up being quite good actually, so I have high hopes for these ones. So I'm excited, let's get started. Okay guys, I'm ready to start testing the paints now, so we're just gonna open them up now. So I think it's 12 colors, and like I said, I haven't done gouache before, so that's why I just got these kind of a bit of a cheaper version, and just to have a bit of a feel for them. I'm gonna start with the white. I have no idea how much water I need, but we'll learn as we go. So I've heard that you can get two types of gouache, like a watercolor or acrylic, and I really want to get more of the acrylic feel to them, so I'm trying not to mix too much water. It's definitely hiding the paper, which is always a good sign. I've had a lot of ones that don't hide the paper and it's just like, why are you even a paint? Next I've got the lemon yellow. I think I'm putting too much water. And it is quite vibrant, but let's add a bit more of this. I think that's better. I'm totally learning while I'm doing this, by the way. That's a really nice vibrant yellow. I like that one. So one reason I'm doing these swatches, one reason you do swatches is so you can see how it dries, because it usually dries either darker or lighter than what you meant. So it was actually very useful to have those swatches from the watercolors that I did a few months ago. So, oh yeah, so this one is yellow ochre. Like they're definitely like thicker than the watercolors. Watercolors are okay, but I'm never really been super comfortable with watercolors, and that's why I'm kind of excited for gouache, because it just gets those such beautiful block colors, and I really love color blocking. So if I practice some gouache, I will hopefully do like nice patterns and like more illustrations. Next up is Vermillion. I love a good Vermillion, so hopefully this one's nice. It's so pretty, I love it. This one is a crimson red. This one really reminds me of a watercolor, but I think maybe I just put too much water in, I'm not sure. It reminds me a lot of that watercolor that I had for the other review I made. Next, emerald green. Okay, so I don't like this one. It is so transparent. Like I thought gouache should be a lot more opaque than that. Let's put some more in and see if I just put too much water. Like I'm hardly putting any water in these. I don't know if that's maybe like a quality thing, like because these are not that expensive, so maybe I shouldn't even mix water because these seem quite... No, this one, okay, I don't like this green. The green is not great. I don't know, what do you guys know what it is about ready mixed green colors that are always so thin? Because I've noticed like this is not the only green that I don't like pre-mixed greens really often they're too transparent for some reason, and they're like really thin. Do you know what's up with that? I think maybe if I mixed a bit of white into this it might thicken. I'll try that later. Next up is Viridian. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, I am putting like hardly any water and see. Oh, I don't like that. It is like watercolor. Okay, I'll try without mixing any water. Let's see, like I'll dry my brush as well. Now I haven't really mixed any water in, but it looks similar. The greens are not impressive. I like the reds and the yellows and the white. They were quite good, but I just have to see like how these greens dry, because if they dry quite similar to this, then I guess they're okay. But look how visible the brush strokes are. Like this brush is a bit wrong, I guess, for this, but they're not like that visible in the red. That's why we do these reviews, right? Ultramarine Blue. I'm not putting any water in. Just like a damp brush. Okay, I think this already looks much better than the greens. There's just something about greens. Let me know. I'm sure one of you smart who have a lot of experience with paints knows why greens are such a difficulty. Yeah, so I need a bit of water to stretch that out. Let's see if it changes it. No, it looks good. Okay, good. We're back on track for like something that looks good. next is Prussian Blue. That is a really gorgeous blue. I do really like this one. The next one is Burnt Sienna. Can you guys let me know, like, do you paint with gouache? Because I would like to hear some tips, because I just hear like they're kind of close to watercolor, but they're not really watercolor. That's why I kind of wanted to try them. That's nice. This is really nice, this one. Maybe it's easier to do these warmer colors, although the blue was fine, but the warmer colors are looking better. They're looking more like what I thought gouache would be. Those those green ones, no. I've got the burnt umber. I feel like most of these really don't need water, and I watched a few tutorials before I started, and most of them said that always mix a bit of water in there, but I'm starting to learn it with these ones at least. Don't really need to. Okay, so the last one is just a black. Black looks quite opaque actually, which is nice. Okay, there we go. That's all the 12 colors, and now that they're wet, the ones that were the most opaque were the yellow, red, Prussian blue, Ultramarine blue, and the other red and the black. And like you can probably see these ones, you can definitely see the brush, but the brush was, I should probably have a bit of a bigger brush, so it's half my fault, I think. But I will dry these now and let's see how they look when they're dry. Yeah, they're dry now. So I think here I can see the biggest difference in the watercolors, because they look very kind of close to what they did look when it was wet. At least much more than with watercolors, because watercolors to me, they look really different when it dries. The brush strokes, they faded a little bit, but not completely. I think these four are my favorites so far. I'm gonna get the swatches for my watercolors, and I just want to see like the difference, because I can't exactly remember how it looks like. Okay, that was a really good idea to compare, because I can really see the difference now and I'm not gonna complain so much anymore. So here is the watercolor tried a few months ago, and then they are also the cheaper brand of Riot. And then this is so that's definitely like a big difference, because this was a wet on dry as well, and it was still very like watercolory. Those little puddles were very visible, but here it's not really like that, so I can definitely see the difference here. Personally, like, I really prefer this one because it's block colors. We're done with that. I really want to try and mix my own green. This is a green that I mixed from the yellow and the Prussian blue, and it does feel thicker than the reddy green, but I don't think it's as vibrant. Well, it's okay, like it's a bit more earthy, I think. It's like a mid-tone from these two, but it is not, it's a bit more earthier rather than really vibrant green. But I think even so, I might end up just making my own green, because it just looks, I just feel like it looks a lot better. And what I'm gonna do next is mix some white in with the ready-made greens and see if that thickens it up at all. So I made a light green from the emerald green and white. It looks really good. That looks like so much better in my opinion. Like, again, it's not as vibrant, but it's much thicker. And like, this is the way for me. Look, like I can hardly see the brush strokes. Brush strokes are fine sometimes, like when you go for that, but with gouache, I don't necessarily really want that, because I'm going more for like the illustration style, I guess. I've always had tough time accepting brush strokes because of my background in digital art and graphic design. Like, I have finally gotten to accept them, like love them, and like use them for my benefit in acrylic paints. But I've seen, like, that's one reason what I started doing, I wanted to do the gouache, is because I saw that it's so good for blocking colors. So that just looks so much better, doesn't it? Or am I just like totally uneducated about this? Compared to this, which is a bit more vibrant in color, but it's so transparent, same here. These ones are a bit more earthy, but look how thick they look. Like, like opaque they look. I'm glad that I saved the greens, actually. It's definitely better to use bit of white in there to kind of thicken it up. So there we go, I've tried the gouache. I will make a little test painting now. I've just finished my test painting and I have to say that I think that I'm in love because these paints are a lot of the things that I've been searching for in other mediums. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you've heard me complaining about not having small enough brushes to get details, but after doing this painting I'm feeling like it wasn't about the brushes, but it was about the mediums. So I have been trying to use wrong mediums to get really small detail, because the gouache I was able to do tiny detail lines and everything really easily. Like my signature, for example, it was really easy to do very small like that. I really loved the gouache and it turned out to be much better than what I thought it would be from the swatches that I made. I did create my own green, which I think looked better. I shouldn't have actually put green in this. I wanted to make it just because, but then I accidentally put green, so I kept going. Also, what I really liked about the gouache is that you can layer different colors on top of each other, which is just amazing. I don't know why I have not tried gouache before, because I think that I will do a lot of it in the future, especially for illustration. It's kind of a shame that it's not really a thing in the fine art world, I guess, because I really love this medium. So if you are a beginner artist in Australia, that set is really good to kind of start with. It didn't look great with the swatches, but it looks pretty good. And I think it looks like it's a gouache painting. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you get those paints. They're just from Riot. They always have a sale on, so you probably get them for 10 bucks. And it's just a great way, I think, to get to know gouache a bit as a medium. And as I was also going with this painting, I learned how much water I need to put in, and with these ones it was just the tiniest little bit if I needed to kind of spread the paint on the paper. But otherwise, for all of them, I didn't even need it. That's it for this review. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. Can you let me know what are your thoughts about gouache? Do you use it? Do you have any tips for using it? And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. I'm gonna be seeing you in the next video. Bye!